Hey everyone, Lisa Camarillo here at Phil Long Toyota at Trinidad, Colorado, and we are Trinidad. Today, we're interviewing one of our customers and friends of Trinidad and Phil Long Toyota. This is his creation. We sponsored it, a little bit of it. I think we did a lot of it. But this is Brian. Brian, introduce yourself formally.
Hello, my name is Ryan. I'm a longtime 5-year resident of Trinidad, Colorado. So when we say we are Trinidad, I feel like I'm part of the community now, and especially since I got to know everybody at the dealership, I feel like I'm really ingrained. And if you look at my truck and all the sponsorships, they're my favorite people in town, to do business with. And the nice thing is they're not just people I do business with. They're friends and family.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you've really we've watched you transform since you've lived here. And what brought you here? Where are you from and what brought you here?
That's a long story. Now, but I can make it short. I'll give you the abridged version. I was actually born in California, but raised in Macan. And then transferred to San Antonio for most of my adult life. I think in 97, I was 23. Yeah, and just worked and lived in San Antonio for all of my adult life. But we'd come up to Telluride every summer. You'd spend summers in Telluride. I would. And all through COVID, we were coming down. We kept coming to Telluride. And during COVID, we were coming back home, and we just looked at each other and said, why are we going home?
Because you kept coming back.
Yeah, we kept coming back, and it's tough to going home. So we just looked at each other and said, let's move to Colorado. And that was August of 2020. And in October, we had booked 12 different properties all over Colorado from Trinidad. This is the first property you looked at, all the way to Loveland, all the way west to Montrose, and everywhere in between. You look at 12 different properties, and Trinidad was the first one we looked at, and it was our favorite, and we kind of compared everyone to that particular property. And just through serendipity, we ended up here, and we loved it. We have no regrets. We've been here now for 5 years, and you don't miss Texas.
No.
Yeah.
Well, anytime you want to just get super hot like that, you guys just drive back, right?
Yeah, and we never want to get super hot like that. So we rarely, we do go back because we've got, kids, family in Texas still. But they're leaving too. I've got a daughter that's moving to Finland. Have I told you this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you had to get a different watch so that you would know what time it was.
I had to get a GMT. And so this is Finland time over here. I've got Texas time here, and I've got local time over here. So
I have nothing but time.
Yeah,
I mean, this is really what's going on.
Although I do see a space there for
there's a little space here, a little space here.
Yeah. I might have brought you something.
Well, I think you should flush that out.
Well, today, this is fresh today. I don't know when this is coming out, when this video is coming out, but this just came out today, and it's all the rage. This is the Omega Swatch collab,
which is part of our so. Just so you know, Ryan and I, we have a connection. All right, this is what we do. He has a much bigger collection than myself, but this is what we do. And he comes in and he calls and tells me all the time, hey, I'm in line.
I'm like your dealer.
You are. You're my watch dealer.
I'm like your dealer. And we don't wear it like this every day. You wear two. What I do is I just switch my watch several times a day, but I don't usually wear more than one.
Yeah, I just don't have time. I don't have time.
Yeah, but I will grab different watches throughout the day. I'll have a breakfast watch, a lunch watch.
Now I think you have nothing but time.
Yeah, that's true. But so this is the what is this moon called? The winter moon.
This last full moon.
This moon that's today is actually full moon, and it has a name. It's got something to do with winter. It's probably in the comments. Well, if you know what it is, put it in the comments. But this one came out today. It's sticky noted with small because I had them put a small size bandage for you. And this is the Moonshine Gold. So it's the latest. You had to get in line to get it.
The Moonshine Gold.
Yep, they're limited edition.
These are limited. Like Scott.
Whoa.
Oh, like this was limited, and which other one was the one that like
That's limited.
this one was
Yeah, actually. Got a few limiteds on there.
yeah. And it turned into a weird grabbable addiction that I did not expect that I would be on with you. But one of the things that we've really enjoyed, oh yeah, this is beautiful. One of the things that we've really enjoyed, oh yeah, this is beautiful. One of the things that we've enjoyed about our relationship with you and Martha, your wife, is all the different things that you guys have gotten to do at Toyota. Everybody asked me, how did you guys even meet?
You and I?
Yeah. Do you remember?
We probably bought 7 vehicles from you in the last year.
So this last year, in the last 5.
Well, it seems like the last year.
It just feels
Because it was so fun. Let's see. How did
easy.
Well, okay. So first of all, if I'm in a new town, the first thing I'm gonna do is find the Toyota. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Close up of that.
After we get some pay from Omega Watts for burning his commercial.
Yeah. It's actually the Swatch group. Swatch owns the Omega Philippe Gray. So these plastic watches, Swatch owns the Swatch group. They own Omega. They own Blancpain. They own all these luxury brands. There's maybe 2 or 3 or 4 conglomerates that own all the watches in the world.
Okay, so you came in. Let's talk a little bit about this. You guys came down and you loved your house that you bought in 2020.
We needed a truck.
And you needed a truck.
And we needed something. I forget what we even had, what we even came up here with. But we needed a truck, and we needed something to haul people around, because we didn't want to put miles on this back then, because it was the last V8 Rangers.
This is incredible. We've had such a fun relationship with our Land Cruiser side view. It's just been so fun, which we'll get to talking about. But
So we had bought 2 things. We bought Tacoma, I think, little Tacoma, and then we bought beautiful, and I still miss a beautiful 4Runner TRD Pro, that charcoal all blacked out. I was in love with that vehicle, and so that satisfied. We had a truck so we could haul feed, alfalfa, and all the ranch stuff we needed to haul. And then we had a passenger vehicle that we could get around with a 4x4. We travel a lot. I don't like flying necessarily, although I have to a lot, but I prefer to drive. And so that was going to be a nice driver for us. And then we had that for a few months, and we looked at ourselves and we thought, why are we doing 2 vehicles when you could get a Tundra and kind of have the best of both worlds?
And then we did that.
And
Did the first one, we did the 1794, right?
Well,
No. Sorry.
why did 1794?
Yeah.
And so we put in the order, and it's not called an order anymore. What's it called? An allocation? We told you specifically what we wanted in this 1794.
We told you you'll get what you get, you won't be fit, I think is.
Pretty much, yeah. But we got 95% of what you asked for. I think it was close enough to where we weren't going to split hairs. It was a beautiful truck. And so we ordered that, but, Martha is not a patient person. She had to have something today, so we bought a Tide Me Over truck. And
That's right.
That was a bike.
That was our because this was right out of COVID, where we were selling everything out of allocation.
Yeah.
We didn't have any trucks.
Nothing was on a lot. Yeah. Everything was sold before it even was done here. So we gotten that white limited, and it was a fabulous truck, but it was the shorter cab, so you couldn't sit a human.
We weren't. That was.
It was a transition truck.
Like,
we knew that was going to be a truck for a few months, 7 months. However long it took us to get around location. And so then we had to go to Chicago, and we wanted to take the train because that was kind of a new experience. So we parked our truck here, and because it's close to the train station.
It's all coming back to me now.
The train station's like a block away, so we thought, well, we're not going to park it there. Just park it. Lisa, Toyota, she's our good friend.
They on you.
She will take care of it for us, and it'll be nice and clean by the time we get back. And we were gone, not even a week, I think. We were gone in just a few days. It was a convention in Chicago that we had to do for work, and when we came back, it was gone.
We sold it.
Lisa had sold our truck. At the time, I think she checked the sheet. Our truck was just a few days away. It was on a boat somewhere, and it was coming. And then something happened where it got held back for. So Toyota's one thing about Toyota, and I know this not for you, but from living in San Antonio, where these Tundras are made. I have a lot of friends that work for the Toyota factory, and their quality control is crazy. I don't know if they want us to talk about it, so you'll have to just edit it out if they don't. But my friends have told me if a screw is or a bolt is out of tolerance on a motor, the whole motor gets scrapped. They scrap the entire motor, and he showed me pictures of just bins full of trash motors that didn't meet every.
Well, it's kind of like our recalls. You're not gonna see a lot of them, but if they have one issue, they're calling they're calling them all.
Yeah, which is why you consistently see Toyota and their sister brand Lexus as 1 and 2 on the most reliable vehicle list. I'll Google it.
Yeah.
Most reliable vehicle brands. Lexus and Toyota are usually 1 and 2. Then, some of the other brands, Honda, whatever, some of the other these brands come up. But Lexus and Toyota are typically always battling for 1 and 2. It's the same vehicle, just different badging. But so, yeah, the quality control is outstanding on Toyotas, which is why I drive them. But our 1794 had a QC issue that got it sent back to production. And I don't even know what it is. I mean, it's beautiful. It could have been a nick his pants, could have been anything, whatever. Could have been the Maya thing, but it delayed our vehicle for several months. So Lisa had sold our transition vehicle. And then,
at that time, just in my defense, if I don't have any cars on the lot, you shouldn't leave your car with me.
Yeah, you live and you learn. And honestly, I left this here the last couple of days because I just got back from.
And we've had lots of offers all day.
I half expected it to be gone, to be honest with you. I half expected it for this to be gone. And
I had to defend you several times today.
I appreciate you keeping this for me. Yeah. And it's such good hands. And it's clean. It looks great.
Well, that's Alex. She hand washed it.
Alex, thanks. She's behind the scenes over here. But Alex, thank you for that. It looks fabulous. Looks really good. But the QC set it back. We came back from Chicago on the train over here. We huff it to our car.
There's no car.
Yeah. Lisa took care of us, as she always does. She always has and continues to do. And I think she just put us in a loaner. I think we just had to trade it out every week so you could sell it. Yeah. Yeah. So we had a chance to drive everything on the lot. And I think it was just maybe 6 to 8 weeks before the 1794 arrived. And when it did, it was beautiful. Like I said, it was 95% what we asked for and wanted. I can't even tell you right now what was not on it. I think maybe a suspension package or something that.
But it was so.
It was minor.
It was so.
Yeah, it was minor, and we didn't miss it. And it was a great truck. It turned out to be too great of a truck for our intended use for it. I mean, we can't keep a truck clean where we live. And this thing was always muddy, but it was like having a Cadillac in the woods. Just didn't make sense for us. But
then you came in for a
no, this. So you remember lots of wreck his trucks. A guy coming down the ranch road with a skid steer around a blind corner, panic brake, and his trailer brakes didn't work. His trailer stayed right into the front fender, and cost about $26,000 with the damage, please.
And it was going to be in the shop for months.
So again, Lisa to our rescue. It was insured. Lisa is more patient than we are. She said, "We'll take care of it, and just give it to me and take this." And then from there, we got the black truck that we have, a Tundra TRD Sport, I think, all blacked out, black on. It's out front. It's dirty, but it's out front. It's what I drove here in.
And that's been your favorite.
That's a lot better truck for us. It's it's great. It's a great truck, and we're much more in love with that than we. The 1794 was great, but look at me. I shouldn't be driving a Cadillac.
You know, I understand. We've had all of them as well. You know, we did the
Platinum. You had that platinum. You guys still do.
No, Joe and I, we bought a Tundra, and then we bought we've had the limiteds and the platinums and the we had a 1794 as well, and we've had all of these high end. And my husband came on a lot one day, and he got himself completely sold on the one we got, which is just a SR5 premium with about 4 different upgrade packages. And he was like, should I be wanting a limited or a platinum? I was like, you don't even appreciate that. He wouldn't let us ever open the sunroof or, do any of that.
And ours is limited. It has almost everything the 1794 did. I'm trying to think of what it doesn't have. We do like the short bed better than the long bed. That 1794 was a long bed. And parking was a challenge for that thing.
Yeah.
If you need it on a ranch, you need a long bed, it's great. But if you want to zip in and out town and park in a tight spot, you'll appreciate a short bed.
Well, I think you guys have a really great truck. I'm always telling you it's time to trade out. And I think a couple weeks ago you almost did.
Yeah, she really loves that truck. And I don't think I could pry it from her. But eventually she's going to run it into something.
So let's talk a little bit about Land Cruiser. Sure. I mean, obviously we got all of our Land Cruiser stuff and we're just advertising the Land Cruiser. One of the really cool things that you brought to Trinidad on its way to your festival or
Uray, an event that we have every year in Uray called the Solid Axle Summit. We've been doing that since 2016, 2017, somewhere in there for a long time, 10 years or so. Actually, this year is number 10. So this is the 10th anniversary of the Solid Axle Summit. And Trinidad
is the halfway.
It's the halfway point for the people coming. Now people come from all over the country for this.
But the ones
for
that
the Texas crew, the halfway point is Trinidad. And they would typically stop at Walmart. They would get their provisions and then go on to Monte Vista and then all the way through to Gunnison and into the Uray.
And you came up with this idea since I had an empty parking lot because I had no car on.
No, it was a great.
You said let's have them all come here and we ordered in food for them, and that was the best day. I remember we had pictures. We had 25 visitors.
I think you had.
It was so fun.
I think you had swag bags made for everybody. It was really cool. And these are typically, this is a solid axle summit. So solid axle Land Cruisers discontinued in 97. From there, they went to these independent front suspensions. But a solid axle is the most robust, strongest Land Cruiser that was ever made. And I would say that the 95 to 97 Land Cruiser was probably the most robust of all the Land Cruisers ever made, even over these ones. And at the time, these ones were kind of like the Cadillac, and nobody wanted to do this kind of stuff with.
Sure.
At the time, remember they were trading for $100,000.
Yeah.
These were 6-figure vehicles, back in 21.
Yeah. Right in that time in COVID and coming out of that, it was the prices, and they still hold their value just incredible.
Oh yeah, all Toyotas do, but the market value on this is kind of corrected. Down to what I would say is the same level. It's kind of normalized now. But I mean, even a 2019 like this is gonna be as much as a brand new SR5.
Absolutely.
A lot. But the Solid Axle Summit is all 97 and below. So these had Land Cruisers from the 60s. And the Land Cruiser, as you know, is Toyota's oldest badge. The Land Cruiser and the Crown were the original Toyota badges back in the 80s. And they brought them to the States together. So, if you haven't been to the Land Cruiser, have you been to the Land Cruiser Heritage Museum in Salt Lake?
No.
So they have a fabulous Land Cruiser museum in Salt Lake. It's owned by, who owns the dealerships over there?
Well, it was Larry Miller.
The Millers.
But they sold out.
Well, their kids opened up a Land Cruiser.
So they go on to the museum?
I think so. I may be wrong. because I haven't been there in a few years, so it may have changed hands, but I know it's still there. And it is a phenomenon. It says museum as museums get. It's not like a garage. It's a museum, and they have some of the rarest Land Cruisers from all over the world. You know, the Land Cruiser is the only vehicle that's been on all 7 continents. If you know that. So look at the Arctic and the Antarctic Land Cruiser there on display with the tires that are like balloons for going in the snow. It's really cool. A very cool museum there. So if you haven't gone there, Salt Lake City, the Land Cruiser Heritage Museum in Salt Lake City.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's phenomenal.
I'll have to definitely do that.
But yeah, so at this event that we're talking about, Solid Axle Summit, that happens every August, and it's only solid axle cruisers. So anything from the 60s all the way up to 97, anything else is, well, it's a public place. You could go ride there.
So what do you do when you get there? You guys just hang out and talk about your car? Do they have some events going on?
Drinking and cooking.
So you just hang out and talk about your car?
Yeah, no, it's actually, it's an off-road event. So it's pretty well organized now. They have guided off-road trails that if you're a new 4x4, driver, they have trails for the inexperienced that are guided, and they have mechanics on hand. So if you break down, you have this where it's not really rare.
That event last year, we sent 2 of our employees. It was Zach and Alex, and we sent them up to be a part of that event. And that was when I believe Zach came back just so inspired, and he started doing off-road training with customers. Like he'd give them like a little walkie-talkie, and he was taking them on Sundays and teaching them.
He started his own cruiser, or
teaching them how to actually, use these vehicles that most of the people don't even know the capabilities that their vehicles have.
Oh, it's incredible, especially the Toyota line.
Yeah.
And if you look at, I got into Land Cruisers. I had a buddy back in the early 2000s that had a Blazer, K5 Blazer, and I helped him restore it. And I kind of had I was a little bit jealous because I wanted to get into that scene too. I wanted something on my own, but I didn't want to get what he had. And I'd always been a Toyota guy. I didn't want to get a Blazer and have the same thing he had. So I got a beautiful, I restored it to like the factory. It was gorgeous. FJ60, an 83 FJ60, in what's called free orange red. And it looked like it was from the factory. It got the moniker Cream Puff from all my friends because it was just too nice to be on the trails. But I took it on the trails. And so as with anything, watches, vehicles, I do a lot of catch and release. So I had gotten a 97 Land Cruiser, and I had 2 FJ40s. And at the time, I'm living in the suburbs, and I got the HOA on my ass because I got these shit boxes in my driveway. So I had to get rid of something so I could move stuff in. I was working on this beautiful 97 Land Cruiser build, and I had to release the FJ60 to bring in the 97. That just wasn't. It had to go to somebody that could appreciate it. So I made a deal. I got online. I said this is completely roadworthy. I've gone through every nut and bolt on this vehicle. I've restored everything. I have enough confidence that if you buy it, you pay my cash price, and you don't lowball me, don't negotiate. This is the price. I will either drive it to you and fly back, or I will fly you to me and have you drive it back. I'm that confident in the vehicle. The buyer net my price. It was a buyer in Atlanta, and he opted for me to drive it to him. So I drove it to him all the way to Atlanta. Not a single problem. This thing was rock solid. At 83, it was 30 some years old at the time. And I had no problems driving it all the way to Atlanta, Georgia. And so an old Land Cruiser is like a tractor. If you've ever driven an 80 or it's a 4-speed straight 6.
Drove it all the way.
It's like driving
to Atlanta.
It's 55 miles.
And you did that from Texas, right?
I did that from San Antonio to Atlanta.
Oh my goodness.
And it was fun. I just sleep right in the vehicle and keep going. It was like it was nice for me because it was like my last hurrah with a vehicle that I taken as a baby and restored it. It's always beautiful. So I don't know where we were, but the Solid Axle Summits every August, and they're full of classic Land Cruisers just like that. Now it's any solid axle Toyota, so you can bring a Highland.
And we're gonna be out there again this year.
I hope so. Yeah,
and we're gonna plan an event for their halfway point this year too here on at Toyota.
That would be wonderful. One of the things that we do, so it's not just drinking and cooking. After they get back from the trails, it's drinking and cooking. We have a lot of connoisseurs that love to camp and they love their cuisine. And these guys are pretty high value people. They pride themselves in the kind of camp feast they can make. So we've had guys out there, 5-star chefs that bring their own pizza oven, and they make their own pizza dough, and they bring it in. So one of the guys, Ben Hightower, like that, he's the chef for is it Cordon Bleu, that where they schooled at Cordon. He's a Cordon Bleu chef, and he's actually the head chef for the Apple campus.
Oh, you know
all the Apple campus meals. So he's the guy who makes his own dough. He brings a pizza oven. He brings like 2 pizza ovens, fire ones, and boom, you go there. You just goes through a line. You grab your dough. You put whatever you want on it,
and then he pops it in.
2 minutes, it's done. And it's like the best pizza you've ever seen.
Well, what if you later? You're gonna have to tell me about what oven that was, because my husband's looking.
All right. But so they do that afterwards. But during the day, it's all trails. They have from beginners to experts. And then one of the things we do is a raffle and auction, which I think Alex was part of. We auction to support the Ouray Mountain Resting folks. And then we were up there. I think there was 2, maybe 3 people that had gone over. If you've ever been on the $1 Million Highway, have you heard about the $1 Million Highway? So $1 Million Highway is Highway 550, and there's no, it's straight down.
It's just straight.
It's the narrowest mountain road. It's straight down, and there's no guardrails. And people do go over. This isn't off-roading. This is paved road. And
wow, that would be a scary drive.
It's very scary. Yeah, it's
just in general, right?
To me, it's the scariest road in Ouray. And I've been on the mountain shelf roads. This road is horror. It's bad. And there was 2 fatalities during the week that we were there. And Ouray Mountain Rescue is the people that come and they rescue you. Yeah. They either rescue or recover. And during that week, they had a family. It was a mom, their son, and the son's daughter. And the son's daughter was the only survivor. And so they're showing me pictures of this rigging that they have to set up that goes from canyon wall to canyon wall. You go from canyon wall to canyon wall and then to the center down so that they can hoist.
So they can
they can recover and rescue the folks down there in the river.
Oh, wow.
And it's hundreds of feet down and probably hundreds of feet across. I don't even know how they do it. I have no idea. I didn't see it. Wow. It's all the pictures, and it's crazy. And it's all free. They do that as volunteer. They work with the local fire, police, but Ouray Mountain Rescue are the people that do the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
So we do an auction for them every summer during the Solid Axle Summit. I think this year we probably raised. Do you remember the amount? It must have been $20,000 for them during the auction. So they do some good work besides drinking and cooking. So
besides drinking and cooking, that just helps it. That's really awesome. And you're involved in so many things. I always tell you have nothing but time, or you must have so much money that you just like that.
No, just irresponsible. I should be working, but I'm playing.
But, I think that a couple years ago, you underwent like a health reality check, because I think you were doing a lot of work and you did a full 360, man. And you got yourself healthy. You started riding your bike, and then you got really into a different lifestyle.
Yeah, growing up in Montana, I rock climbed, I skied, I was very active outdoors. And when you move to a state like Texas, plus 110 degrees in the summer, there's no mountains, there's no skiing. You can bike, but it's miserable. I don't like cardio per se, just to do it. I don't like exercise, just to exercise. But I love skiing. Last year I did, I think, 78 days of skiing, 9 different states, 41 different resorts. So we skied all over the country, which is why we did this year to to get the word out about the Toyota of Trinidad, because you guys sell everywhere. I know we've sold to our family across the states before. So yeah, it's something I loved doing growing up. And in Texas, I got away from it, and especially during COVID when everybody had to sit on their couch for 2 years, getting back up here to get back into the play game.
Absolutely.
Great. So I've had a lot of fun doing that. I still have to work occasionally, to pay the bills, but
To pay for your watch.
yeah, pay for my watch collection. But it's fun. And so we've gotten a few sponsors in town. So when we talk about We Are Trinidad, this vehicle, Trinidad's really supported me, not only the Toyota dealership, but Fisher Peak Outfitters. This Columbia jacket is from Fisher Peak Outfitters. My Merrill boots, Fisher Peak Outfitters, right there on Main. Go see Carlos and Lee if you're looking to get warm. And Ultimate Sports. Ultimate Sports sells track. They service the rest. Go talk to Chris down there at Ultimate Sports. This is a lot of fun. If you're living in Trinidad or visiting Trinidad, Trinidad is becoming a hub for what's called gravel riding. I don't do a lot of gravel riding. I do downhill, which is you're gonna visit the emergency room every.
Yeah, we do that. We're part of the sponsorship for the
Rad race. Yeah. So the Rad race is
Rad race is a different one, and then there's the gravel bike race.
there's two. Yeah, there's two.
And we help on both of those.
So
It's cool.
it's huge in town, and if you're a gravel rider or mountain bike in general, Trinidad is really becoming a hub around the country for these type of riders. So they come from all over the country to go in these races. We have Fisher Peak, the state park now. They're building new trails as we speak.
Well, we got a grant. I believe that we were able to hire a trail developer at one point. I think the city was doing. I'm not sure when.
We hiked it in August when they opened it back up. Whenever they opened it back up, it might have been the end of August. And we summited, but on the summit, you could actually see and hear the machinery going to where they're building the new trails. It's great. And I think Phil Long may have had something to do with that whole state.
Jay Chimino had a great vision with that. First of all, Jay Chimino had great vision, just in general. Mm-hmm. He really did. And then, that was where that whole Club 14, he gathered 14 of them, and they called me up and said, Lisa, I need Jeeps. I need Jeep Wranglers or whatever. And they went all the way up before it was even something you can go all the way up to. You purchase that mountain and, then got it back in the hands of our town and our county, and it turned into an actual state park that is the closest state park to I-25 in all of Colorado. Am I right on that? I'm right on that. Yeah. And he had great vision, and his whole vision was to put Trinidad on the map for something so much more, like state park. You're right there. Stop it.
And he did. I mean, Fisher Peak is bringing people here. When we were hiking it a few months ago, met a guy he was either Lubbock or Amarillo, and he was hiking up there. He passed us a couple times. We passed him. You know how to take a break. And so we got to talking to him, as I talk a lot to everybody. And he told me, this is the closest place. This is the only place that I could go to do this kind of thing. The closest thing to Amarillo. And he has Palo Duro right there in his backyard. And he drove past that.
Tracked all the way up
and just to hike Fisher's Peak. So it's a phenomenal trail system, and it's only getting better year after year. Yeah. I ride my bike up there a few times a week, and it's a lot of fun. They have downhill only courses, so you're not going to run into hikers. You're not going to run into a flow of traffic at all. They have two-way and multi-use trails. So if you're a hiker, you're a biker, there's something for you up there. It's
This is where I think people missed. They drive through Trinidad and they think Trinidad's that place where you stop for gas.
Yeah.
And a long time ago, it was the most expensive place to stop for gas. I mean, that's kind of starting to level out and regulate a little bit now, but see, it's so much more here. I mean, you stayed here. You guys love it here. My husband and I, we live here. And, I love that I live on 35 acres. I overlook the Colorado Canyon, and I'm 12 minutes from work. Where do I get to have that? It's like the most untouchable lifestyle.
Yeah.
So
that's why we love it too. We love it too. And there's new restaurants coming in. Some are leaving. There's always something new, especially with where we at turn around, especially with the food, the marketplace over here.
Yeah. Which is another vision for Jay.
Yeah, it's great. I wish he was still around because they could still use his help and the vision. Because there's so much here I'd love to see the city to do. But we love it. It's a great place to live. It's a great, even better place to play. And it's kind of central to everything I want to do.
You get on I-25 and you can go wherever you want.
I can go ski in a day. I can go mountain bike in the morning and come back. I could go mountain bike in the morning, go ski in the afternoon. In fact, one day I did do that. I did what they called it, Colorado trifecta. This was last April, where you ski, bike, and golf all in the same day. They call it the Colorado trifecta. And I did that actually Winter Park at Granby. I went up, I skied Winter Park. I biked they've got a whole trail system. A little muddy and snowy, but I still got it done. And then I played 9 holes of golf in Granby, all in the same day. Ski, bike, golf. All right.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that in any other state.
No.
So it's great.
Well, you know what? This has really been a lot for us to be talking about. I really like the focus on the Land Cruiser. I love your story coming in here. And I love that I get to know a lot about you. You've gotten to know us. And, I think you and your wife and my husband and we're all good friends. And this has just been through a relationship through right here. Because we're Trinidad. And it all started here. And this is where we do. We talked about it before, but Ryan brings his birthday cake and pizza and celebrates his birthday here.
It's funny because I'll come here and you'll have customers that don't know me, but they'll come around their birthday cake and they'll start singing, and I have to tell them, the part of the song where "Happy Birthday to blah blah." You have to tell them. I had to tell them, hey, it's Ryan. I had to introduce.
It's Ryan.
And so it's a lot of fun, and we do that a couple of times a year. I think we celebrate. What else we do here? We do everything here. This is
everything.
This is my home.
We have our potluck on Thanksgiving. We just do all kinds of stuff.
It's a great place. It's a good hub, even if you're not buying a vehicle. But come on down, because it's a great place to have.
Well, because eventually you'll buy a vehicle.
You have to have a vehicle.
We think of it as this is eventually. If you didn't do it today, you're buying one.
Listen, let me tell you. Let me give you a commercial before we go. I've been buying cars. I bought my first brand new vehicle, and it was kind of a Toyota. Remember the Geo?
Yeah.
The Geo Prism. It was a Corolla at 18 years old. And so I've been buying vehicles now for over 30 years. And it was the one thing I hated more than anything.
Was buying a car?
Was buying vehicles because it was so adversarial, And it shouldn't have to be when you think about it.
Yeah.
You want to buy a vehicle. Dealership wants to sell a vehicle. This should not be an adversarial situation at all. Right. It should be the easiest thing in the world to accomplish. But every time I would buy a vehicle, it was a battle. It was just, I hated it. It took hours. I remember one time getting out of a dealership at 1:30 in the morning, pissed off. Like, I bought the vehicle. Stupid. I still bought the vehicle, but I was mad. I would never do business with that place again. And every dealership experience that I'd ever had up until here was like that. In fact, I stopped buying brand new vehicles. I just bought private sale old vehicles for pennies, and you'd buy for $10 and you'd spend thousands of dollars. Like the tip of the iceberg, the purchase price is up here, and all the things you have to do to phase line and bring it up, motor is down below. So before moving to Trinidad, I hadn't bought a new vehicle in a decade probably.
But we needed a vehicle quick, and we came here, and it was a completely different buying experience. I can't explain. I mean, I can't explain it. Like I first did. It shouldn't be adversarial. It should be a very symbiotic transaction. You want to sell a vehicle. I want to buy a vehicle. Why are we fighting about it? And one of the things that I loved about doing business with you in particular, because it's not this way with every Toyota dealership, as you know. I bought vehicles with you during the era where dealerships were adding $15,000
5, 10, 15 grand.
dealer. What do they call it? Market adjustment. Market adjustment. They would add $15,000 to the bottom line, and people were paying it. You could sell a vehicle. You could sell this 21 Land Cruiser for $20,000 over sticker price, and you'd get it. And when I asked you about that, you said, Ryan, I would do that, but I want to be able to sell you another vehicle. And you did, right? You sold us.
I want to do it more. I've cherry sheet many times, but you could only slaughter them once.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. People that were doing that were marrying people to their vehicle. They couldn't ever get out of it. And because you did that, I know you got an Ace 5, 6, 7. I don't know how many vehicles we've bought from you in the last 5 years. Not even including the people that we brought to you, our friends and family, because you did business that way. And it was business of 30 years of buying vehicles that I'd never experienced before until coming here. I hope the secret gets out, because it would be nice if other dealerships did that. And it's nice that you can bring your family here, and they're going to be taken care of. You don't have to be embarrassed about the way they're going to be treated. You can bring your friends here, which I have been in fact, and they all had the same experience. My experience wasn't special. I kind of want to think it was, but it's not. You treat everybody like their family, and that's one thing that I appreciate. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, or someone that's in the market for a new vehicle, and even if you're not in the market for a new vehicle, come talk to the people at Phil Long Toyota in Trinidad, because it really is a great purchasing experience when it comes to buying vehicles. Really,
I'm just so pleased that you feel that way. We hear it, but we're here, so we don't always see it. But one of the things I advertise is your easiest buying experience, guaranteed. And we really try everything. If it looks like it's getting hard, I always just tell my employees, "Whoa, why is this getting hard? This doesn't need to get hard. Yeah. We got to dial this in."
It's not just lip service; you're actually doing it, and I don't want to say it's fun, because buying a vehicle kind of is fun. Really, it's just it's because you take away all the negative from the experience. I don't know how you do it outside of me, because I've only bought vehicles dealing with you, but there's none of that penciling back and forth, and you're going here and here and here. You actually come out of the GM office. What other dealership are you going to talk to the GM and buy a vehicle from? You don't even see the GM. You see a sales manager. You don't even see the sales manager until things get hard, right?
Yeah.
And I hated that. It's so unnecessary. When you just come in, you just take away all the BS, all the bullshit, and you said, okay, let's just make this work. It doesn't matter. You can be a tough credit person. You could be a great credit person, and you're going to get it done because you're very honest. And where I won't say most, I don't want to trash other dealerships, but there are a lot of dealerships that aren't very honest with you, and they don't tell you the truth. They don't tell you.
I think that there's just a level of transparency that some people are afraid to embrace. Let's just call it that.
Yeah, maybe so. But you've seen it, and it's very easy for you to just say, hey, this is what we've got to work with, and we'll get it done. We'll get it done, but here's the compromise, and you don't pressure them. If you can do it, I don't think I've seen anybody come in here that you couldn't get done. At least in my experience, I know you probably deal with it every day, but if they want to buy a vehicle and you want to sell it, you're going to get it done without the drama, without the agitation, without the adversarial approach. You just come. It's more of you're a counselor or a therapist or something. I mean, it's the car whisperer.
The car whisperer.
Yeah.
So we just put that on the thing.
Yeah, it's very good. I know I'm giving you a glowing review, but you've earned it. I wouldn't buy 7 vehicles from a dealership ever. Never have I done that.
Well, I look forward to getting number 8 and 9 here soon.
Me too.
Got to work my new angle.
Me too. Our free year subscription is already ended, so it's probably
You probably need an oil change that you're gonna have to pay for at some point. That's gonna bother you.
Yeah.
I'll have to get that handed.
Yeah. So we love buying vehicles here, and if you haven't bought a vehicle in here, consider it. Don't go if you're gonna buy Toyota or anything used on the lot. Don't go anywhere else. There's no need to go to Pueblo, Colorado Springs, Denver. You can get it done right here, and you're going to have a lot better experience. And you get
We can find just about all makes and models, and we also service all makes and models. So, things are just starting to get a little bit better every day.
I'm biased to Toyota. I think you should always buy Toyota. I actually learned to be a mechanic by owning a Jeep. So I owned a Jeep, and everything on that, the 93 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and everything on that sucker broke. Everything.
Well, sometimes we win and sometimes we learn. Right.
Yeah, I know Phil Long deals at Jeeps too, but you better know how to turn a wrench if you're going to have a Jeep over a Toyota. You can edit that out though. But yeah, I learned how. If it wasn't for Jeep, I wouldn't know how to do anything to my trucks. So,
well, it's been really great. Do you have anything else that you'd like to share with our community? Mostly about our off-road stuff and some of the things. If you just have any kind of concern, any kind of inkling, any kind of like, hey, how could we do this? Just give us a call. And I know, Ryan, you'll let us hook people up with you too. There's a couple of our salespeople that can help get in contact with really being able to embrace the outdoors and do it the Toyota way.
Yeah, Zach is a great resource here at the branch every day, at the dealership every single day. I'd love to be here every single day. DC can't pay me enough yet, but when she gives me the right offer, I'll be here every day, and I can be that resource.
I think I'm getting pulled away. The Toyota dogs are saying it's time to go.
Tucker and Daisy. Yep. So yeah, that's it. Go see Zach. He's a great resource for anything 4x4. If Zach needs to hook you up with me, he can certainly get you my information, and I'm happy to answer any questions, whether it be Toyota or Land Cruiser related. I have 3 or 4 Land Cruisers currently.
Yeah.
I've got the 83, the FJ40, got this one.
Well, I'm thinking come summer we're going to do a little showcase of what you have and try to do that here, and that'll be something that you can look forward to on this podcast, and it'll be kind of something fun to do.
Sounds
well. As our gift to you, we want to gift you one of these or 2 of these shirts or hat, or if you want it all.
Lisa, I'm a Land Cruiser enthusiast, crazy Toyota person. So I already have this T-shirt. I have this. So I'm not going to take that.
Okay.
I already have this.
Oh, good.
I've got this.
Okay.
Beautiful.
What's happening here?
I've got this one already at the house. One of my favorite hoodies. I wear this.
You get that here at Phil Long Toyota.
I wear this on the week. And of course, Alex and Zach gave this to everybody at at the Flow at Axle Summit. I've got this. Actually, my brother was a huge Toyota guy. Worked at Cummings Beaver Toyotas. I don't know if you know them. Another great GM over there, but way out of your market, so you don't need to worry about it. But he was a huge Toyota guy. Worked for that dealership, and he knew I was a Land Cruiser guy. So all this stuff, and my son actually works at Toyota. I didn't even tell you. You knew that. Yeah. My boy Alex works at Toyota. Alex got me this shirt. My brother got me this one and this one, but I do not have this hat.
You do not have that hat, which matches the little mug here that I got.
Oh, it is? Okay. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. And so
this guy I will take.
And the colors on that hat? Look at
it all matches.
Everything's just always working out.
Toyota race.
Here at Phil Long Toyota. Well, thank you so much again. Guys, thank you so much for sharing with us today. This is Daisy and Tucker and Ryan and Lisa and the whole Phil Long Toyota team. And we want to wish you guys a really wonderful December and a Merry Christmas. I don't see you before then. Thanks.